What's good, everybody? In this video, I'm going to do a VOD review. I'm not going to make it as long as the one on Bind, but I'm going to do NRG versus FURIA on Ascent. Main reason why I want to watch this game is because NRG is playing C9 today, and I have a feeling they're going to play Ascent, so maybe I can do a video of, NRG week 1 versus FURIA, and then week 2 versus C9, and then see what kind of things they switched up, or how they're, changing week to week, I guess. But yeah, thanks so much for all the suggestions, the comments, the subscriptions, and all the love. I have moved my thing over above the kill feed on the right hand side. I got this epic pen thing that I don't really know how to use, but I'm going to figure out as we go. And then I think I've also upped my mic volume. Hopefully it's not too loud. Probably should have tested that first, but that's okay. I'm just going to get into it here.
In terms of the roles of the compositions of it, and Victor now playing on the Killjoy, it is
So I drop the volume down here. So Ascent, super defensive sided map, as we all know. Before we get started here, nothing special in terms of the comps. Yeah, there's not really too much to talk about. I think NRG, everybody has pretty high stock on them this season. Ethan coming in as IGL. I know he did a lot of mid rounding over at EG. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm very confident that he'll do a good job. This is a good team. It's a good solid core. They're probably going to need some time to figure things out, but as we all know, they win this series 2-0. I think two pretty close games though. Anyway, starting out on the attack. I'm not going to talk about every single round. We're just going to kind of skim through it a little bit. Looks like just a cat split here. Okay. That's stuff that I was talking about in my Omen video yesterday. Stalling the choke out, right? Counter-utiling the choke. And what do? They instantly pivot back mid-3 for a trap setup here. So, I mean, that's a ballsy swing by Havoc, that's for sure. But good reaction by FURIA. Honestly, pretty quick reaction from NRG, too. When you see teams move this quickly from point A to point B, that means that, one, the IGL is coming up with a call super, super quick, but also that the teammates, his teammates, respect his decision, and there's no hesitation, right? That's what you need at the top level. So here they go back all the way. So they start cat, they go back. I guess I should use my pen, right? They start with a cat split with a Sova dart landing in tree here, right? They start this, they can't go, they go back up towards mid to try to break this alarm bot. Worst case scenario, Ethan knows they'll be able to break the alarm bot, or at least pressure B a little bit to keep people in this position. They can always pivot back up cat. Crashy's never left his position in A main, so I think that was his intention the entire time, right? Go up cat, go back mid B, and then go back up cat for a split, or go back A main. Now, what MW Zera does, he has the information in the round that there is X amount of players going up cat. Oh, never mind, they went mid B, right? There's a world where, there was early round info that the turret was on B as well, right? So he knows that worst case scenario, there's only one person here in A main, and that's a fight that he wants to take because this is a power position. I don't know if you guys watched if you watched my Omen video yesterday, I talked about how fighting for A main later in the round and having some type of control over this is very, very strong, especially if teams try to pivot back up cat, right? Because then in the post plant, all they really have, like if he kills this guy A main and this team comes back up cat, right? They actually end up splitting here, I think, going cat and A main. All the space that they have is just site, right? And then it becomes really, really hard for them in the retake if they have to deal with MW Zera sitting here and then people are flooding out heaven, right? You can't really play angles like here. You can't play this. You can't play dice. You know what I mean? It becomes really, really hard. So, good understanding of the situation by MW Zera to actually go and take this fight. This is a fight that I think is worth taking. Let's see how it plays out. Classic. Unlucky. So they go heavy A main. Guard comes out. They scale out. That's brutal too. I mean, there's really honestly a world where FURIA just win this pistol, like one off that spam there, and then MW0 getting the kill. Good bait by Ethan, but I don't know why they would assume that Jen is clear. Doesn't really make sense. Okay, enough out of this round. Round 2. I know we've been talking about anti-eco approaches a lot. Okay, if you guys saw my 100 Thieves video where Lev was dogging on the other side of the map on bind, same thing here. These guys are very, very standard approach. Info or holding control of both outside of both mains. Ethan's going to probably pop flash off this turret, and then they're grabbing info with the Sova drone on A. Really what this allows you to do is scout out if the Killjoy is here. The Killjoy is here doesn't necessarily mean that the site is weak or doesn't have numbers behind it, but usually you can make a reasonable assumption that round 2 the defensive team is not buying up, right? The Killjoy has limited utility. All you have to really deal with is a turret in most cases, maybe a turret and a sheriff, right? Which is not the scariest thing in the world. And usually the numbers are on the other side of the map, right? So that's why a lot of times, even if it's not the Killjoy, you can maybe he sees the jet and the omen, right? And then you can make the assumption that Killjoy is towards B, and maybe you want to go towards the Killjoy on rounds where they don't have their Sentinel util, right? Demon one's just fighting top mid. So a pretty standard approach to anti-eco. And they're probably just going to group. Bad split. And then NRG and FURIA goes for a stack on B. Yeah, nothing crazy here. Nothing really to watch. The only thing I'll say here is MW Zera poking aggressively for info with the stack behind him is actually pretty strong. One thing that my teams did in the past was we would like stack a site and then have stack a site with the Killjoy on it, but then have the Killjoy fight aggressively and die. And there's this psychological thing in people's heads. Oh, the Sentinel's dead. Let's rush. You know what I mean? But really, the stack is there behind them. You know what I mean? So same situation here. He's poking aggressively for info on B. That means that they, quote unquote, will probably be light on that site, and he's getting aggressive because he needs information, right? And the other side feels like they're secure, right? So he's poking for info here, but really the stack is behind. So even if he dies in B main, maybe there's a chance that NRG speeds up and goes into B. In that case, it can get really risky for them, especially with classics. And a couple of sheriffs backside. Okay, so Victor's gonna farm here probably. One thing that I don't really like is him with a Vandal here by himself. I mean, he gets 4, so it's not a big deal. Okay, probably tosses the Vandal. All right, first gun round here. Nothing crazy. Let's see. No ults, right, in play. Victor's getting close. 3 off. No ults in play here. Let's see if NRG go with a set piece. It's super common for people on their bonus to go for set pieces, but lots of teams have varying buys. So when you have double Vandals, double Bulldog, and a Guardian, you don't necessarily need to go quick, right? But in current metas, you had a lot of Spectre players, the Stinger meta, you're always going to kind of go for some type of fast push, right? That isn't the case here, I don't think. So he's throwing the market knife here. If you don't have anybody peeking mid to see where this knife comes from, I think MW sees it there. It can be kind of confusing because it lands in the same spot that the tiles lineup does. Never really have info on whether or not the KO is tiles or top mid, but I'm pretty sure he saw it there. So they're faking like it's mid B here. They're faking like a mid B with this smoke on cat with the market knife. Market knife hits the jet, but he retakes the space, right? And this is really what good duelist players do, and really just good players in general. They disrespect util because if you can figure out that something is fake, right, then you can go ahead and be super aware of what's to come next. Hopefully that makes sense. So they smoke cat, they knife market. I think they darted mid one as well, or cat, can't remember. And then they just walk up cat and they get ready to pop, right? But MW Zera comes out, peeks out, confirms that nobody's walked out tiles, nobody's going. Get ready for A. You know what I mean? They have this whole Sentinel set up on B, and I think this rotation is coming in. Actually, this KO might be getting ready to flash. but he's cheating. So he's gonna cheat A now because he sees, yeah, good kill. So this is the disrespecting disrespecting of util that I'm talking about. You get a kill. Yeah, this round's over. Yeah, that's good. That's a good round. So in my Omen fundamentals video, I talked about how Omen is so strong in A main. This is another one of those use cases where this one way comes into effect, and now he's on a solid line to Omen blind all of that. Really, he kind of fucks up the Omen blind a little bit. He needs to throw it a little bit further back, because there is a world where Marv just kills Havoc, and this round is even. It's anybody's round, you know what I mean? But he misses the blind. Leo pushes through B because they have info that there's a million people up cat. Yeah, good round. Good round here. Okay, and then look at these guys. They got the totem on stairs. Okay. Good round by Furia. Clean round by Furia, right? First gun round, if you're able to have a very clean round and you don't have to have a lot of people rebuying armor, you don't lose a lot of guns, it really, really sets up your economy in a good spot for the rest of the half, which is what you want, especially on such a defensive sided map. Like if I'm Havoc there, I'm probably not even holding that. I'm probably just, I want to live. You know what I mean? It's not worth it. I'd rather have my other 3 teammates fight that, and I'm just gonna go play something somewhere super safe. Okay, super aggressive A main play, flash dash. Okay. All right, I'm gonna yap for a sec here. Okay, one thing that I absolutely see so many teams do on this map is they play way too aggressive on defense on a map that is super hard on attack, right? So like, whoever watched my Omen fundamentals video, I was talking about on Ascent, I was talking about how small these chokes are, right? And how the Odin can spam all of this wall and it's super hard to take B. This one way here is super strong and oppressive, and this choke is super small, right? It's hard to come out of this choke. Sorry. It's hard to come out of this choke with confidence, especially if you have this one way first and they have to use util to come through beforehand, right? Then you can get a second smoke down here. Now you make the round really hard for the team. Same thing coming up cat. All these chokes are super tiny. It's actually super hard on attack on this map, right? For that reason, right? Along with the Odin and stuff like that. And just the ability to, there's so many angles when you get out of every single one of these chokes, right? Here you're open to literally everything in this range. Cat is a little bit easier, but you know, you got people here, people here. B is just a nightmare. You got lane, you got logs, you got market, you got switch, you got spawn, you got stairs. It's just really, really hard, right? So sometimes these aggressive plays can work against you, and that's what I think is happening here with Furia. I didn't even let the round play out because this round right here is such a massive round in the game, right? Now maybe they feel that their defense is not that strong, so they want to catch NRG off guard, and they want to go for this play. Let me just go back and just confirm. There's no ults. There's no ults in play. They're one off the Sova ult. Maybe they don't want to give the Sova ult to Crashies. I understand that, but I think you can do the same thing by just Omen one waying. Sorry, you do the same thing by just Omen one waying A main, right? And you just do like a KO flash, whatever, KO flash, Omen flash combo, right? And who knows, Furia might win this round. But what I'm saying is, this dash here, let the other team prove to you that they can actually work the map and take the sites effectively before you do all this crazy aggression, right? Does that make sense? You're kind of just giving these guys a free kill at the start of the round, and these teams are hyper aware of the fact that this is a possibility, right? Now it could work, right? It could work. It could dash here. There could be 4 guys blinded and scanned by the dart, and you just get an insane 4K, right? But here he dies. So 5v4 here. Victor gets into the bridge. And then he dies. Vic should not be peeking here. Why is he? He has a Spectre. That death is just okay. Whatever. If they lose this round, might not be by him, but there's no reason for me to be peeking. Oh, this is a good. Marv has a good timing here. Ooh, fuck. Good kill by Marv. The Volt. Conan comes out. Super ratty round. Watching this back, FURIA got lucky. FURIA got kind of lucky that Vic dies in mid, but also that like this timing here on Cat. I think we missed it actually. This right here. Super unlucky. So super close round. And the reason why I said that round was so important, right, is because of the money. Okay. That round, see how NRG is saving here now? That round, if for FURIA to make a super aggressive play like that on that round is very risky because it's kind of a make or break round for them, right? Whoever wins that round is going to have to whoever loses that round is going to have to save, right? And if you go down 3-2 and then you have to if you go down 4-2 on defense side Ascent, it can get really hard, especially with the ults coming into play, right? Then they would be by the next gun round they're going to have Killjoy ult and they're going to have KO ult, right? And so it's risky business, right? They end up winning the round, but a little too close for comfort, in my opinion. Okay, speed up here. So against low buy, default util, if they do the R start, good pop flash here. Nice. Again, this is the strength of the one way that I've been yapping about. This is it right there, right? That paired with the Omen Blind, with the KO nade, with the KO flash, really hard to deal with, especially if they just do it off timing. That there was no real trigger for that. They just said, "Nah, we don't believe that mid util that you threw, right? We don't believe that you're actually out in mid saving. We think you're gonna walk up A. Let's just go for a timing pop flash, right?" And then they did it. This smoke, I really like this smoke a lot. This smoke is very strong for a lot of reasons. One, the enemy team has to run through it, right? And they have to worry about you here and here, right? It a lot of times people on attack are super focused on making sure that wine is clear, right? And for good reason. It's a very strong position, but only if you have support, right? Unless you're like late in the round, if you can sneak in there. But a lot of teams will do this KO knife that lands here. They'll KO molly this. They'll Killjoy molly it. Whatever, right? Sometimes you see Sova's drone and clear it. But this smoke, like lots of teams will do this knife from top, like outside A that clears wine. And I've seen a lot of really good teams just instantly throw this right after, right? So they get the info that wine is clear, but then guess what comes in? This piece of counter util that now makes it so they have to use another piece of util to clear wine again, right? Because in the 14-15 seconds that the smoke is up, somebody could go back into wine like that, right? Again, using these smokes, in my just another like, and I like reference things in my previous videos, but this idea of using smokes or vision blocking as a way to win out util trade and force the other team to use utility is very strong, right? Especially on maps that are very defensive sided. If you can get teams to use util to clear things that you're not even in because they have no vision, or you're using smoke to manipulate the information that they have, you're going to make their site execs a lot weaker because they're going to have less to throw at you. Okay. So this round's over. Good round by FURIA. Good A fight. Okay, NRG goes for a pause. I mean, one thing that I've noticed is they haven't really broken the turret at B. They haven't really done anything at B. So FURIA can feel like they can lean 3A even take the space B in the mid round, right? Like Khalil did it. I think it's Khalil, right? Khalil did it a couple times by pushing through B. Okay, now look at Furia. So, okay. So I think I know maybe what their game plan is a little bit. So here they're going to fake the aggression. Oh no, they're just going to go for the Odin spam. Okay. Yeah. I actually don't. Like, it's a cool play, but very. I feel like it's very hard to get value on it now, right? Because everybody's kind of aware aware of it. Sorry, my brain just lagged. So he drones this. This is a spot where he can't get spammed. It's against that back wall, right? Because the angle isn't good. So, okay, let me talk about this a little bit because this is kind of important. So what FURIA does here? I'll just put it up on Valplane because it's easier. Okay, they dart here, and then they KO flash tiles. This is also a very common thing to do. You might see this with a jet dash sometimes without the Odin, right? But really, what you do is you spam out this left side of the wall. If there's anybody in this zone here, they die, right? But also, usually it's going to force this Sova to fall back here and drone to re-clear mid. Now with the new Sova drone, the furthest you can get is really like right out here, right? And you can maybe clear below mid one, but you can't get much further than that. I actually don't even think you can get over the wall. So you force teams to respect this space and think that you might be in mid, right? Now sometimes you'll see teams throw this Omen smoke here. So now from the defensive side, or sorry, from the attack side, you know, they have to use a lot of utility to clear out places like this, even here, right? People getting close, things of that nature, right? So what does that do? It usually prompts a reaction in the IGL's calling. Okay, they're doing this play, right? The Sova is here. We know the Killjoy's been B. What are we gonna do? Are we gonna go back all the way A, or are we gonna go towards B early, right? Usually that's the call. Teams really won't go for like a refight mid very often unless they're in position for it, right? Which means they need people top mid and they need people in tiles. They don't feel comfortable about tiles right now because it's been spammed out and it's been darted and it's been smoked off, right? So now what does FURIA do in this situation? They end up putting MW Zera at A with an op. So I think I kind of like this call from them for one reason. Okay, and the main reason is that for the majority of the rounds, we've seen they know that Victor is just playing towards B. They know Crashies is towards A. They know they don't really care. Like Ethan's been top mid throwing the knife a couple rounds, right? So they know that they're kind of running this type of default where it's something along these lines, and Omen might be A as well, or sometimes they have Jet over here or Sova over here at tiles, right? So it's kind of this like solo B default majority of the rounds. Now, if these guys are top mid outside A and they go for this play, there is a chance that with all four players top mid and outside A, Ethan might just call, okay, let's just speed up A. Let me see what the ults are. If there's any ults, they have KO ult, right? So maybe he sees that and he goes, okay, screw it. I'm just going to KO ult, right? I'm just going to KO ult. Let's just rush A. Now, MW Zera, KO ult will kind of screw him, I'm not going to lie, because he won't be able to dash. But I think his intention, you see him start of the round, he's playing up here at the whatever ticket, right? Ticket booth. His intention is to play for the speed up, right? A really common thing to do is to hold this off angle right here with the op, right? And not even peek the mains, because usually what ends up happening is your KO is just going to rip flashes over the top while your people scale in, right? So he holds this off angle, avoiding all of the flashes. There's no real dart that scans him except for the one here, or one above his head, right? This one won't scan him. This one will on the back wall, but whatever. It's not that big of a deal. So they make this play as the defensive side to potentially cause a reaction. And this is me just yapping. I'm not sure. right? But logically, it makes sense. It causes them to do a reaction to speed up A into the op where MW Zera is posted up, and they're ready to fight. Now, the other thing that I want to point out real quick is most teams against KO will run some type of anti-KO setup. I don't know if FURIA just doesn't do that, or if it's something that they missed. Sometimes on LAN, it's a stressful situation. You're not thinking about these things in the moment. Holding tab and looking at the ults is something that you do every single round because you're so high strung and stressed out, right? Anyways, let's see how this round plays out. There he goes for the drone mid. He sees nothing mid. He sees that the mid fight was fake. They were just trying to potentially force them to react into something. They break the util B. Ethan goes. Does Ethan throw this wine knife? No, doesn't. This is a weird round, dude. Okay, they KJ ult B. Ethan's gonna ult and post, which is very, very strong. It's like another strong use case of the KO ult, right? Super hard for teams to retake on this map if they don't have util, so you don't always need to use it to take the site. Unlucky, Demon 1 dies. Pretty good flash here. Odin. Aggro Odin. Really what the big thing in this round is this A main push that FURIA did. They came behind. They came behind, and they had all the info in the world that this was not going to be an A hit, and they ended up going B. Still anybody's round here, but I'm imagining that FURIA is going to close this one out. They have Sova ult. Will they use it? Not sure. Marv still has the blind, which is going to be big. This should get all four. Oh, I like that. Okay. Now, that's interesting. So because they flank B main, they don't need a B main smoke, number one. And then they do this. That's actually a really cool idea by FURIA. They do this kind of pre-round aggression, fake mid-fight, break tiles with the Odin to cause a reaction to A main or B main. And then they have this kind of set retake, right? Where they can use both of their smokes here, right? So I really like that as a set retake. That's really hard to deal with if you're playing backside, which is very, very common for players. Especially if you're down numbers, right? If it's a 3v5 or 3v4 or something like that, you can't really afford to have tons of people on site because you need cover after you get some of these kills, right? You got to avoid getting traded. So cool round by FURIA here. Odin spam B. NRG are saving here. I'm probably just going to speed this up. Okay, small thing that I don't like, by the way. When the enemy team is saving, I would much rather have double rifles on A site and the op on cat. Because it's very easy for this jet to get overwhelmed and you lose sight. The one thing that you do not want to do on this map is let people get the bomb down when they have shittier guns and less utility than you, right? Which is the case in this round, right? Maybe Crash has already used the Sova drone, but definitely shittier guns. You don't want to let these guys get onto site. So how do you do that? You put numbers on site and you fight them when they try to come out of the choke. This jet could easily get flashed. He could easily get flashed off the angle. He could get smoked off. He could get droned. He could get darted. Nobody's there to break any of the util for him. These guys on cat are going to have to flood through this smoke, which can be kind of a nightmare at times, especially if there's some type of solid KO knife coming through. If Ethan throws a knife that lands. So yeah, he does get flashed off. Actually, good read by him to avoid the flash. See, these guys do this. Oh man. Oh, Jesus. Dude, I'm telling you, that is the most deflating thing in the world. I hate. Oh, and now they're probably gonna lose this round, right? They have to retake with an op. They'll probably just save. Probably just save, right? 5v3 op Sova ult. It's too important to save the op here. Although they do have a lot of money, but yeah, it's not worth it. It's not worth it for a couple reasons. They die and they lose their guns. Now NRG just gets a bunch of guns, right? And then also they're losing an op. That's a big investment. You're feeding ult points, all of those things. So like that round, if they flipped it and they had numbers on site, they counter utiled the choke, and they had the op just posted on cat, they kill Victor, and then they don't have to worry about any of this crazy shit going on. So like now NRG FURIA really should be up 5-2 in this game. 5-2, and then they lost pistol, right? So there's a world, there's an alternate universe where this is 7-0 for FURIA. Really good timing by Vic. And I think that is just bad. That's just not a good anti-eco setup that I like, in my opinion. I don't want it for a lot of reasons. I don't want to give all the space. I'm still one-wing A main. I'm still fighting A main. I don't want to give the space there, right? Just make sure you don't get flash dashed on or anything crazy, right? Don't make it easy for teams to just walk up contact, right? And then Vic just comes in and backstabs and gets two. It's just too easy. It's too easy, but it's the easiest fix in the world to just put your rifles on site and put your op somewhere else, right? Even bring the op over to B. I don't even care about that. I think that's better. I'm not really using this tool too much. I need to get better at that. Okay, any ults here this round? Sova ult, Omen ult. Now let's keep going. Okay, so they're gonna go, yeah, Fury go aggressive here again. See, and this is what I was talking about earlier about this reaction. You see how, okay, the other round that they did this, where they flash dashed and they spammed out everything, this is the round that they wanted, right? But this time they actually dash with it and they don't have the jet ready to fight. So ideally, you know, MW0 would have been up here. They go for the flash dash from or they go the dart flash from cat, and then these guys speed up cat into A main, or speed up A main into A site, and then MW0 is top shed and he goes for a kill and dashes out, right? That's like perfect world scenario. So here they get what they want. They get a reaction going into Khalil with the op, which is interesting. KJ op on defense is fine, but going into the microwave setup here on switch. So let's see what happens here. Good flash. Ethan is first in. 5v5 retake. What's one thing that I notice? Oh, guess who still has paranoia? Marved. Another thing that I'm noticing from NRG, they actually want to take the sites without Marv's Omen blind, because they know that this can be one of the most deflating pieces of util to throw at somebody while they're trying to retake. Guess what comes in? You know, teams do this standard retake all the time. They do, you know, dart on the cannon here, right? Or they do this one over here. Omen blind comes in on Gen, right? Omen blind comes in on Gen and Dice. KO Molly comes here for Hell, right? And then KO is like flashing high in the sky behind them or whatever, right? And then they just flood out onto the site. The one thing that really screws that is an Omen standing here and just blinding Heaven. You're blind for 3 seconds. You can't take advantage of the timing of all this util being thrown, and it just makes it really easy for the defensive or the attacking team to kind of counter all of that util effectively. Okay, so that's one thing that I've noticed from NRG. It doesn't seem like they're hitting with their paranoia too much because they know how valuable it is in post plant. Okay, Marv going with the one way, really strong one way. See, there's that counter paranoia and timed with the dart. Oh man. Now I mean, that's anybody's round. That scan was really good. And that was on the second ping too. The reason why it hit like that is because Marv blinded everybody, right? So they can't shoot the dart. The only thing that Marv did wrong there, I think, is that he was spamming from the direct corner, right? So he was spamming from this corner directly, which is the easiest Odin spam in the world back, right? So usually when he was spamming, you want to be somewhere in the middle or something like that. either way, they're gonna be able to see your tracers come through for the most part. But he did have a phantom, right? So I think it was just the fact that he was in the corner. They go with another aggressive play. So these guys are super aggro on attack. Or on defense, sorry. Okay, so we can skip through this round. Let me see real quick in the start of the round here if there's anything crazy that I noticed. Sova ult, so Sova ult, Killjoy ult. But the one thing that Furia have done is they've conditioned the fact that they want to play aggressive on a lot of these defensive rounds, right? Sometimes it's fake, sometimes it's real. You never really know. So it kind of puts NRG in a position where maybe they don't respect the aggression as much, and Crashies doesn't feel like he's gonna die here, right? Or like, and then he ends up dying. So is it something that I love, like the idea of just playing uber aggressive on defense on this map? Not really, because I feel like it's super hard for teams to play out the rounds and win them, right? Okay. See here, ults, another half buy by NRG, but they have ults, so this is kind of more of a force. Okay, Killjoy ult. I like to see, the one thing that I like to see though is that we got at least another rifle on site here with the op, right? So they're going to go for the fast dash. They're going for the fast play here. They don't dash. Marv ults heaven and pinches. Yazzie throws a really late smoke here. God, man, I hate it, dude. So he throws this super late smoke because he wants MW Zera to get to be able to shoot with his op, right? But again, this is another round where if Furia just have double rifles on A main at the start of the round, and if they want to, they can pivot over to Cat later, right? Get the op posted up A main. Or if they just have the double rifles on site, they'd probably just win this round because they're able to counter util the choke. But MW dodges the knife. He goes back in for it. Marv with a good little pinch ult here. Demon 1 with the knives. He's having a rough game. Kill. Super easy to have a bad game on Jet on this map, though. Like, especially on attack. Either farm or you're dashing in and dying a lot, right? It's not really anybody's fault. It's how the map is. Okay. So, dude, Furia have lost. They lost pistol. They lost 2 anti-ecos. Or force buys, right? One kind of like full anti-eco and then one half buy. And it really, it's just a result of them not playing on site with rifles against low buy. There they go for the spam again. Now the jet op is at B. A rotates over towards A. We've got no one way though. Still no one way. They drone out A for info. Okay, they see one. And now they one way it. Okay, I like that. I like that. So value of the one way still comes in because they're able to drone. If they drone and tag anybody, I think that omen's just going to blind them and smoke off the choke. If it sees nothing, he one ways. This is going to force the enemy team to do one of two things, right? They're either going to wait this one way out and go A, or they're going to do something else, right? Which is what they end up doing. They pivot over towards B. I like this Killjoy setup. Anti-KO. This is anti-KO setup for Killjoy. Kind of. Not really, but he's splitting his util, right? So he's got alarm bot on Cat. Now, Conan can probably spam off this alarm bot. He can call for the molly, right? And then he's got a molly on switch, right? So Molly on Switch is not going to do anything against the KO ult, obviously, but if he gets a good timing on the pop of it, maybe it'll still work. Let's see. Groaning. Good. Oh, he did the top B main knife. Really insane timing on that knife. Really insane timing on that knife. Now, if Khalil gets mollied or cleared, it's over. I think they'll lose another round here. So they push the op off now, and he gets scanned by the dart. So they flash dart here, comboing the flash and the dart. Beautiful, really good round by NRG here. All this is good util timings and reading the round out, playing together. Good round by NRG. They should win this round easily. They're gonna save the op here. 6-5. I mean, talk about just a disaster of a half for Furia. Like, it looked so good. It looked so good, and then now it's 6-5 because you lose 2 anti-ecos and you lost pistol. Dova ult here, Killjoy ult for Crashies. I mean, Killjoy for Victor. Okay, knife spots out the op on Cat. Let's see what his reaction is. He's probably going to run all the way to B. Leo goes and breaks the turret outside B. Really slow round here. Slow default for NRG. One way comes in A main. Knife comes Cat. Sees one. Oftentimes when you see just a solo KO on Cat like this, it's usually some type of misdirect. Ethan's staying alive. They go for a flash. He's able to stay alive. It's all going to come down to this kill here. Is he going to... They're going to flash this. Too early on the peak, dude. If he just waits 1 millisecond. Waits half a second. Okay, good omen one way here. This is the stuff I was talking about yesterday. Good omen blind by Marved. He needs to hit this shot, I mean. He needs to hit this shot, I mean, or it's over. Yeah. 6-6. 6-6. See if there's any differences between the way NRG plays defense and the way that Furia did. Okay, actually, before we even watch this round, let me just talk about this real quick. Okay, if I'm Furia, the main thing that I'm fixing by the next time that I play is this idea of playing more nested on the sites on B and more nested on the sites on A, making sure that my KO is in a good position to rotate either way, just the most common thing in the world, and just dump flashes over, make sure that you have 2 rifles on the site against anti-eco. The aggressive plays are fine, especially because a lot of the time they're fake and they're trying to cause reactions, but really just comes down to having numbers on site and not just giving it up all the time. So more pressure in A main. I think whenever they held on to A main, it seemed like they had good success for the most part, except for that last round when they walked up and they peeked before the flash. But if he doesn't peek before the flash here and he just waits, they probably spam whoever this is, Crashies, and then they fall back and live, right? So lots of good things from Furia, but also I think just doing a little bit too much on these anti-ecos and sometimes maybe being a little bit too aggressive. Because when you're too aggressive, sometimes you get no value out of it. You lose a lot of valuable positioning and a lot of valuable crossfires to hold on to site on one of the most defensive side of maps in the game. So, okay, they're going for a B pop. Crash is going to shock right here, front B. B pop, I mean, everybody's ready on NRG there. It's just kind of a pistol where hit the shots or you don't. Okay, contact A. Closing the door. Smoke is flush with the door like I was talking about yesterday. It doesn't allow anybody to creep out of it. See if they're probably just going to die to bomb here if I'm NRG, so I'm not even going to watch. Okay, first gun round, bonus. Let's see if we see anything fast here. They're all grouped towards one side of the map. Killjoy turret here. This is I like this a lot. There's actually a really cool turret that I found that you can place here. Right? You can place it here. Like right here. Right? So it doesn't get shot from cat. People can push through B main on you, but it'll watch like this. Like when people rotate up cat. And what you can do is you can run all the way around. It goes down for half a second, but then before it disables itself, you're able to get back in range, and then it goes up, and then you can lurk up cat. You can sit in this spot here, and then you know, you can kind of late lurk cat, right? And then this turret has your back basically. So once this turret goes off, you peek off cat, you kill this guy, or you have info that they're pushing through B. It's very rare that people push all the way through B and go all the way around this way. So anyways, so what they do here is they got the turret like this for the info. Killjoy is sitting here, top mid. Rest of the guys are outside A. They're either going to do some type of cat split or just an A hit. Yeah, I like that. Dodge the knife. Wine knife is the knife I was talking about earlier. And NRG are fully giving up A. Fully giving up A. See, this is scary again. Fully giving up A against a low buy. It's not really a low buy, but the Yazzy's just taking damage for no reason. Come on, bro. Oh, man. It's just heroics, though. It's like good round by Ethan, but it's they easily could have got bonus here. It could be 9-6. Swapping gun. These guys are just... So he gets one. Flash dash into the smoke. Well, that's a crazy kill. He gets him while he's dashing. Ethan doesn't get 3. Could be 9-6 right now. Could be 9-6. It could be a 9-6 game for FURIA where they lost 2 anti-ecos and pistols. That's 4 rounds. So it really could be it could have been 13-2 this game. Obviously, it's very easy for me to fucking say that, but it like, and probably it never would have ended up being that way, right? All I'm saying is like, this game is so crazy. It's so crazy, right? Losing one round can just snowball and just destroy the entire game for you. You know what I mean? Especially if it's against low buy. You're like this dodge knife thing. Wait out the. One thing I want to see real quick. Is he throwing this? So, one thing for NRG does a different knife. They're gonna throw the B main. I think he's throwing a B main knife here. No. Ah, interesting. That's kind of a cool play by NRG. Let me point this out real quick. So Ethan is standing here. He throws a knife that lands like here or something. So all it doesn't scan any of A main unless that corner, but nobody's gonna be there. And then they have 2 people bottom mid. Can't remember who it was. I think these 2. And then these guys going for a mid fight. All they want to do is if this goes off anywhere here, I'm sure Marb is going to rip a blind, and then Demon 1's going to pop dash and peek out the smoke, and Vic is going to run with him, right? And then they just go for a mid fight. So it's kind of a cool idea. I thought the knife was going to go all the way over here. But yeah, they do this, and then let's see what the reaction is to the info. FURIA. Wait. Knife. The knife did hit one of these A main guys. Okay. So now they walk out mid, they see nothing. Kind of like that. Good angle. Good angle by Vic here. He should get one. Yeah. Yeah. Really good angle by Vic. The only thing that's scary about that angle is if somebody... Sorry, let me go full screen. If somebody jump spots you, which is common in this part of the round, right? So I think maybe him sliding a little bit further over left is probably a little bit better. But really good round by Vic, but also really good idea by NRG The only thing that I think I would maybe change is I would move this knife slightly to the left here so that it doesn't give us mixed. I don't want any mixed signals on this knife. I don't want it to hit anybody in A main, right? Because it can be confusing. They might have that because Conan got hit there, right? Who's the Sova player. It's very possible that they would have ripped their util on the cat guy, thinking that he's on cat, but really he was in A main. You know what I mean? So I want full confirmed info that they're on cat or walking up cat. If it sees nothing, then they walk out mid like the way that they did, and they take the space, which was really cool. If somebody does get hit by the knife, then they go through and they blind it and they fight. So cool round by NRG here. Furia with a timeout. Doesn't look like there's a real change, though, in the way that they're setting up in the pre-round. Demon One's got op now, or what? No, Vandal, okay. Dodging the knife, playing back on A, dodging the knife, smoke cat. Start bottom mid, walking up A for a pop. What happened? Marv just fucking DC? Oh my god, look at him. Watch his cam, dude. It's so funny. Bro's brain just got DDoSed. He was thinking at 300 ping for a second. But even here, though, okay? Like last half I'm yapping about Furia, how they don't have enough numbers on site. Here, at least, they have somebody on site with a KO flashing from heaven, right? Like, is it a little risky to be just taking these Guardian duels? Sure, but like he does a good job isolating this fight on this person who is running in over towards the double stack, and then he swings and he fights. And Ethan is here throwing supportive flashes over the top, right? Now, if you guys watched my Omen video yesterday, one thing that Marv could have done that would have been kind of cool is he swaps smoke form, right? He swaps his smoke form into the one where he can silent jump spot, and then he gets a well-timed smoke here, and then he can pull out his blind, and he would have had the same exact timing pretty much as he did, maybe a little less than half a second later, right? So he pulls out the blind and blinds the jet, which is the right decision. And then he just lives. He tucks this side. He knows that Ethan is coming over the top. They kind of they draw a line in the site, and they're just fighting this side of the site. They're not worried about this guy on gen at all. He's gonna have to cross this line to run into them. In that case, he's kind of running into a crossfire or a high-low situation, unless he hugs this top wall here and just fights Marvin Hell, which is what he does. So good round by NRG. They don't have two guys on the site on anti-eco, but they're at least in position to fight, right? And they're not giving up the site for free. Yay. Oh, he doesn't win this. Good round by Ethan. Good util by Ethan. Okay, ults here. We got Sova ult, jet knives, looking like some type of fast B play, right? So with that being said, in yesterday's video, I'm yapping about like making sure that you have really good counter util as a defending team, right? So if you can stop their initial push and make them deviate away from their initial plan, especially on this map, you're going to have tons and tons of success, right? So Marv is here all the way over here. Now I can't remember if you can smoke B main from here. I don't think you can. I think you need to run like over here basically, right? So really what I want to see is I want Marv to kind of start, I want him to start here, ready to smoke B main, just in case, like off the op shot, right? Now these guys have, in this round, maybe it doesn't make sense, right? Because these guys have a turret, right? So yesterday in my video, I was talking about, okay, what is the goal of the players on site? It looks like to me, Demon 1, who is opping now, is going to take a shot off of this turret or a peek off this turret, dash away, whatever, and then they are going to play bunkered on site. Okay, which means these site players are going to be responsible for what? Breaking util. Crashy's going to be in a position to break this KO knife that comes in. So this is probably what's going to happen. I haven't watched this round. I'm not sure. But if I had to make a guess, this KO knife's going to happen. He's going to flash through the window, and the dart is either going to go here on this tree over here, or this dart over here, and then he's gonna flash like this. Okay, so Crashies is now in a spot where he's dodging the knife. Number one, he's also dodging the knife if it comes like this, and then his job is to break the knife, break the dart, and then get ready to drop off or stay on lane and then stay on lane and fight, or drop off and shoot a dart high above these guys as they scale out onto the site. Now Vic, I think, is also here. So this is probably what they have set up. Okay, they have Crashies here, breaking the knife. They've got Vic here, who will not get blinded by the KO flash, most likely, breaking the dart. And then they have Demon 1 playing off the turret. And then Marv is over here, playing here, which is fine, I guess. But what I want him to do is I don't necessarily want to see a B main choke smoke here. I want to see one of these one-ways lane. I want to see the one-way stairs. You know what I mean? I want to see something of that nature to help his teammates on site hold on to it. Okay. See what ends up happening here. Ethan's setting up for this late landing a main knife. Marv is playing, I think, just to get one and get out. Okay. They flash B. Demon 1 gets in. Let's see what smoke Marv does. He does B main smoke, which is fine. Again, it's not the worst. So let me just see. So they knife close. The knife close. Crashies darts insta. Vic. So they weren't able to break the util. So okay. This is something that I think NRG probably could have done better. Right? Where Crashies is kind of in a position to break that. There's no way maybe he didn't see the knife coming and then he just darted, right? That's very possible. But this dart really shouldn't be pinging. I think it lands above Crashies. So it really shouldn't be pinging. I think what happens is they get flash dash B main. Yeah, so as you can see here on the map, Vic is looking up at the tree, ready to break the dart. Crashies is Crashies darts inside B main. Probably not. Well, let's see. So good job by Demon 1. You see how he's not up close, grinding on the barrier? He's here because he knows there's a possibility that they're going to get rushed here. They've got ults. The Omen Blind ult play is common. He's not forcing it, right? So he dips back, and he's in a good position to get out. So this is really good awareness by Demon 1. This is the pre-round calm shit that I was talking about in the Omen video. Okay, if they rush B, I want this, right? So these guys have a plan for it, right? Demon 1 asks for a smoke B main, right? Instead of, maybe this is just a protocol that they have to just always smoke the choke, right? The other thing to consider is Marv, because Marv is not one wing A main, he can smoke off the choke and then he can throw a second smoke to one way lane or stairs, right? So what I said earlier maybe doesn't really apply here. If he were to one way A main at the start of the round, then maybe he would swap his smoke to lane or stairs, right? The one way. So anyways, they go for this dart here. They're going flash dash or flash dart. Boom. Molly goes spawn. Dart lands not in the spot that Victor was anticipating. Victor gets a kill on the jet. Conan kills Victor on the trade. Demon 1 turns around to watch mid lurk. So all in all, good job by NRG. This round could have went completely differently if Demon 1 is very close on the barrier and gets blinded there, right? 3v2. Ooh, nice shot. Actually played, it's so funny. I played Premiere with Demon 1. I don't know, what was it? Maybe the first or the second season. And I was so drunk one night. I forgot that we had a match. I was so drunk that I got back home and I was trying to IGL. I think I had like 3 frags or something. 3 or 4 frags. So that was a fun one. And then I think him and Katarina just kind of carried me. Started to sober up by the third match though, so I think I got to double digits there. Okay, all in all, good job by NRG here. Now they're going for this flash dash thing. No flash dash, rather, and no, not even a spam, just mid aggression, right? So okay, they're going for fake mid control. Okay, so they smoke top mid, they flash tiles. MW Zera, if there's one thing that I noticed about this guy, he does not give a fuck. He will disrespect any piece of util and he will just go. I don't know if you guys know this about this guy, but this guy is like he has the highest winning deathmatch rate out of any player in Valorant. So this guy is very confident in his mechanics, and he does it. When you disrespect util and you get value out of it, you understand that what the enemy team did right there is fake. It really helps your team make solid decisions, right? Now you can say the opposite of that. When you disrespect util and there are people there, you get punished, right? And you can just straight up lose rounds for your team. So here these guys are saving. Now NRG has the op towards A, but notice this. Ethan is in a position here where he can flash. He's in a position here where he can flash and molly right here. So he can flash this. He can molly this. I'm pretty sure it lands, or maybe here, right? Marv is going to be in a position here where he can omen blind, right? And then Marv is going to fight. And guess what? Marv has the capabilities. If you guys watched my video yesterday, he has the capability to TP here. He has the capability to TP from here to hell. And in that case, once he gets over towards Gen or hell, guess who's flooding over the top with flashes for sight? Now, Demon 1 is opping here, but they have this kind of triangle defense set up, and I think this is something that you guys have probably heard and ranked or seen coaches yap about, right? So although they're not super close together, it's not a triangle in this sense or something like that. It's a larger triangle, but they have good counter util to make sure that Ethan can get into position to help his teammates. He's in position to flash to help Marv. He's also in position to flash over the top to help Demon 1 and Marved. But yeah, so this is a little bit better than what Furia had, in my opinion, because they're just in positions to help out better, right? See, there's that flash that I'm talking about. I walk up, depressed. Now Marv is disrespecting the util. He's disrespecting. He's getting info here. He clears it. He knows it's a B split. He throws a smoke here. Let's see if it's a lane one way or one way stairs. This is what I'm talking about, guys. This is the omen util I'm talking about. Microwave setup on lane. Okay, the reason why the stairs he chose to smoke stairs instead of lane is what? The fact that they have this. They have boom, boom, boom. They have this the microwave setup on lane. So he knows that it's really hard for teams to take lane. So he doesn't worry about it. He would much rather do the one-way stairs. And now these guys are bunking around site, and I don't think there's any way that they lose this round. Unless MW Zera does some crazy shit. But I doubt it. I really doubt it. So look at this. Now they're nested in sight. They're bunkered. 10 seconds left. Brother. Oh, brother. No bullets. Like, okay, like, honestly, really, really good round by NRG. I mean, this is just fucking whiff city, dude, if I'm being honest. So, it's not a big deal. I mean, good shots. Oh, never mind. Insane shots. Good job by Khalil. Not whiff city. But they could have played that way safer. Okay. Sorry, I always forget to go full screen with it. Okay, get aggressive, be main. Crashes darts out here. He breaks the turret. This is very common, guys. He breaks the turret for his op. Now, the one thing that I will say, though, that is... Oh, KO's going to pop flash. Yep. Okay, very good reaction. And I know this video is getting long again. I need to really cut these down and stop watching every single round. But very common play here, right? Remember on the split video, I was talking about how teams deal with super common things, right? So this loud less lurk going across A. How does Saucy deal with that? How does Sentinels deal with that? Same thing here on defense or on attack for NRG, right? So if we go over to Ascent, a very common play is this deep, again, knife B or drone B, right? Drone B, and then what happens is the jet gets posted all the way here. They don't peek the turret because they don't want to get shot by it, but then the Sova will come and just break the turret for them, and then they fall back. So this is a very, very common play to get your jet aggressively posted on B main because it is an advantageous angle. Unless you do what Furia did, right? Which is they had their KO come here, and he threw a pop flash for Khalil, and Khalil peeked off. Now, Khalil probably should have got this kill. Demon 1 has a really quick reaction to updraft and get away. But this is just really good understanding of common plays that teams do on defense on Ascent, and then they have a protocol in place on how to get him back off the line, right? This is a win for Furia, by the way, because they know that the op is at B. So I would imagine that they're probably going to speed up and do an A hit here, right? Now, if I want to go a little bit higher here, higher level, it might actually be a win for NRG because they are aware of the fact that he could get pushed off this line. And guess what they have here? They got double KO, they got double mollies here, and they are ready for this cat split A fight, and they're on site. Double mollies, good stall, 6-second stall there. Good killjoy molly. That good killjoy ult completely counters the KO ult. Okay. Now they speed up back towards B. Demon 1's on site. Probably going to get a kill here. Bang. Okay. Yeah, good round by NRG. Really good, really good quick counter utility and solid positioning in the round. They understand that even if they get the B line, they need to be ready for some type of speed up based off the information that is given, because it is such a common play. It's not a new play, so teams know that they did that to cause a reaction. You know what I mean? Good round by NRG. Okay, any ults here? Killjoy ult against Sova ult. Probably not going to have super big impact on the round on how they play it. Okay, peeking off Cat. AO flash. This is one way to beat that Omen one way, guys. AO flash right there. Run through, take the space. Now they have this staging area. And this is probably a round where, honestly, it's anybody's round, but Crashies will probably, he should rip the ult and support here to help his teammate on site. So he's going to break it. Okay, this is the right call. Break it and fled to fight to help your teammate. Good job by Ethan running through. Kill by... Yeah. Really good round by NRG. Good understanding that his Crashies, good identification that his teammate is on site, that they want to fight. Break the ult, break the ult, break the ult. Ethan is in position to run through. Demon 1 is in position to run heaven. Marved is in hell. They don't have to worry about getting suppressed by the KO knife because I think they already used it for wine when they went for the flash. Really good understanding of, okay, these guys are desperate. They have to use their Killjoy ult. This is the only way that they're going to win the round. Let's not let them get onto site and take all the space. Let's destroy them in the choke before they come out. Okay, cool. So yeah, I think what I'll do, hopefully C9 plays NRG on Ascent today, and then tomorrow I can watch that back and make a video about maybe some of the changes that NRG made, or some of the things that C9 did to kind of counter what NRG did in week 1. So I think that'll be kind of a cool, like, interesting series if I can jump from, you know, identify the changes for you guys to see how these teams, these tier 1 teams, are operating on a week-to-week level and changing up things to prep for their next opponent. You know what I mean? Anyways, thanks so much for watching, guys. I know the video is long. I'm probably going to try to get them down to 45 minutes. I can kind of chop the fat, maybe 40 minutes, 35, 40 minutes, and maybe just watch rounds that are important. But if you guys like this style where I watch the entire game and just yap about whatever I notice, let me know as well, because I have no problem doing that. It's actually a little bit easier for me to do that because I can just watch the game organically and just yap about it. But yeah, I need to get better at using the tools. I need to get better at switching into Valoplant and stuff like that. It's going to be a work in progress. But yeah, if you guys see, you know, if you guys want me to watch a specific game back, even other regions, EMEA, APAC, whatever, I'm down. Just let me know what you guys want to see, and then I will try to push out the content for you guys. As always, thanks for the support. Appreciate all the likes, the comments, and subscriptions. Yeah, hopefully we can get to like 100 subs soon, and that'd be kind of cool and fun. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a great day. Bye.